All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
We are live. I cannot believe there are people up here waiting, watching, and actually tuned in to this midnight Eastern time, round 3 PGA Tour Showdown. But that's why we do it. Like, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. There's going to be days in the future where I will also be traveling, be doing some things where I got to go late. But at the end of the day, we're going to get the job done. As long as there's no like hurricane or round canceled, we're going to get the job done. It could be a 1 a.m. show. It could be a 3 p.m. show. Nonetheless, stuff happens. We're going to get the job done. We're going to talk some G. So clearly I'm not in my element right now. Hopefully the audio is okay and the air just turned down perfect. Hopefully the audio is okay. And we're just going to go through round by round, see who did what, see who we can play for round 3. And you know the deal. I'm not going to go through it. You guys already know. So I'm going to share my screen. And like I said, I don't have my second screen. So bear with me as I scroll through the screens. Here we go. Those are the texts, not what I'm looking for. All right, where are we at? I'm at the wrong. This is what I'm getting at. There we go. The screen. Danny Walker, David Lipsky, Chandler Blanchet, Doug Gim, Brooks Koepka with the rounds of the day, all 67 or better. Some solid rounds from all of them, and they all did it in fairly different ways. So Danny Walker, round of the day, he was that one nuker we talked about in round 2 showdown who got hot with the putter. He also hit some fairways as that nuker. Like we talked about, you don't need the driving accuracy, but I think it's not going to hurt if you have driving accuracy. So he was 11th in driving distance, 1st in driving accuracy. I wouldn't call him generally a driving accuracy guy because look at him. He's 11th in distance. And Danny Walker, if you know about him, he's a bomber. He hits the ball far. So he hit the driver so well today, got hot with the putters. This is a pure driver putter build, that distance that I was looking for. David Lipsky was approach and putting, kind of the profile that we talked about in round 2. Chandler Blanchet is not a profile that we would have ever been on, not a profile that we're ever going to chase tomorrow. Look at this, just all putter. It was just nothing. He did nothing that great. Didn't hit that many fairways. Didn't hit his irons that great. Just straight minted putts on the green. A profile that we would never be on at all. And then we have who is this? Who's the next guy on the list? Doug Gim. He was all green for sure. I think he was all green. Yeah, he gained strokes in all categories and had a fairly. His best stats were approach and putting. So that's the approach and putting we were looking for. And then Brooks was national with the irons. This is the Brooks that we've kind of seen the first, 2 months of the PGA Tour season. He's just been so good with the ball striking, and the putter finally caught up a little bit. Him losing 0.3 strokes with the putter is not that bad. And I mean, in comparison to what he's been doing with the putter the first month and a half of the season. So shout out Brooks for finding something on the greens. If you're pairing it with gaining 4.5 strokes on approach, that's going to lead to some solid golf. And that was solid. And he was in our core. He was in our slate plan for round 2. Hopefully, I mean, the rest was what it was. But if you were to happen to land on Brooks, hopefully you cash something. Let's look at the wave split for today. As you can see, the morning played easier as we predicted. We were wrong in day 1, right in day 2. So that morning wave played about a stroke easier. Not the end of the world. You could have gotten on some PM guys that got you different and made some hay there, but the morning wave was the legitimate wave today. Looking at the weather for tomorrow. So looking at Palm Harbor, Innisbrook, Tampa, Florida, we have some significant potential weather edges for tomorrow. As you can see, between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m., the wind does not get higher than 6 miles an hour. Towards 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it gusts double digits. But before that, it's fairly calm. The gusts aren't that heavy until 10, 11 o'clock. So if we can get some guys who go off from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, they're not going to be dealing with these gusts as much. And then we got these guys who go in the PM they're going to be dealing with some tougher weather conditions. So I'm definitely leaning an AM advantage again in round 3. And I think it's going to be glaring also. Not just like obvious, it's going to be glaring because the weather in round 1 and round 2 was fairly similar across the board, but then in round 3, we're seeing somewhat of a significant split. At least the data is showing a significant split for tomorrow. So when we look at guys, we're going to definitely be looking at guys that tee off in the morning. I know we're not going to be able to get to all of them, but they're going to be chalky in the morning, obviously. But there's an edge, and when there's an edge, sometimes you got to eat some chalk. Looking at some contests for tomorrow, I don't know what's going on, but I cannot log into DraftKings when I'm doing this show for some reason. I can log into it when I'm off the show, but when I'm on the show, I cannot log into DraftKings. So with that being said, the $10 18 max is the show of the week, in my opinion. Or sorry, is the show of tomorrow, in my opinion. The contest of tomorrow, in my opinion. The 555 only has 30K up top. And I know that I never talk about the 555. I never do. But I like to monitor like what it's doing. Sometimes it's 50K, sometimes it's 100K. Tomorrow it's 30K at the top. Not for me. Not that I'm spending $555 as well. I know some of you guys are. I'm not. But the $10 18 max is the best contest for tomorrow. And usually I avoid talking about the $10 18 max because it's like the most obviously best contest of every single showdown lineup. But there's some different contests, like the $20 5 max. I thought the $20 5 max would have a better payout structure, but it simply does not. It's just not the best payout structure at all. I do like the $10 18 max in terms of contest selection for tomorrow. So the next thing we're going to do is go through some of the tools, and then we're going to go through some stats and find some players that can bust the slate tomorrow. Bear with me for the next 3 minutes, and then we'll get into it. Obviously, this is going to be a shorter stream tonight. It is past midnight Eastern time. We don't have to get too in depth and too long. So I'm going to bring up my screen, share some of these tools, and let's rip it. So here are some of the tools, showdown projections. I'm going to put my screen. I'm going to put this up real quick. Banners, bang, it's up already. So use that code at the top of the screen. Code BOOTS gets you 10% off and a free full week. Like I've been saying, I don't know how long it's going to last, but my boy Tambo, my boss Tambo, is telling me I still can give out a free week. So I'm going to give out a free week when I can. With this free week, you can get these projections. These projections are right here, and I think they are up. Are they up to date? No, they are. They are up to date right now, but my computer did not update. What is up to date is this stone. This has updated 3 hours ago at 8:50 p.m. And I'm not going to scroll through it because this is private to the site, but the stone is up to date with pivots, with high leverage plays, with chalk, with a wave split, with projections. Go to the site. You can go to it for free right now. And all you need to do with this stone is pick out 5 to 10 guys, go over to Ship It Nation, join the team, PGA Optimizer SaberSim, go to SaberSim and build your lineups. Use the stone, use the projections, and use this slate plan. This is the slate plan for round 2. Was not the greatest slate plan in the world. We've had better days, but Brooks Koepka was our top play. Brooks Koepka shot one of the rounds of the day. So we can get a win when we can get a win. Definitely help me help you. Please use code BOOTS and rip it. So I'm also going to check the comment section as well. We're looking for some round 3 showdown. I got it. DGen reporting. Yes. No, you're not missing this one. You are here. Shout out Inside Sports Network for being here as well. Let's bring up my screen one more time. We'll look at some players with glaring weaknesses and talk about some stats we were looking for before we get out of here and before we pick the showdown slate for tomorrow. So this is the round 1 and 2 leaderboard. Obviously, I didn't even mention Sung JM still leads the way. He busted out a round of 2 under, but his stats in round 2 were a little bit wonky. It was a lot of around the green that got him to the way he was today. But in round 3, we're looking for golfers similar to round 1. Sorry, similar to round 2. Approach and putting is the key to success, but I'm still thinking that driving distance could make you a nuke slate. Like the best play today was a guy who's long. Like Danny Walker is a guy who was long off the tee. It does say he doesn't have the long trait. Was it say long in round 2? No, it says inaccurate. Even though this is weird because he led the field in driving accuracy today. Why does it say inaccurate? I'm not buying this accurate and inaccurate deal. I'm buying the long. I still think driving distance, guys who drive the ball a long way, could make you some hay in round 3 and in round 4. Danny Walker is generally a long golfer. He was long. He was 11th in driving distance. And what I mean by this is driving accuracy is not leading to so much success. We see some weeks where driving accuracy, guys who hit fairways, guys who hit the ball straight, have great rounds. The rough is playable this week, guys. Don't be scared to go with an inaccurate golfer. Like literally, Danny Walker says inaccurate, even though it's not even true. He was accurate today. I guess this might be like generally inaccurate because generally he is inaccurate. That does make sense then. He generally is inaccurate, but he was able to get away with it because this is not a normal Innisbrook year, in my opinion. I was in Tampa this past week, and the rough is not too penal. I know you're seeing on TV some guys struggle from the rough, but the stats are showing you what I saw. Guys are missing fairways and still getting away with it. So we're looking for approach. We're looking for putting. Who's this right here? Jordan Smith. Great approach. The putting's not great. He has room to improve there. And he has room to improve because the putter's not horrible, but it's not great. I like guys who are around zeros. Zeros can pop. -9 can also pop, but I'm not necessarily loving it. 0.9 plus 3, this is a guy who could pop. And that's Brooks Koepka. That's a guy who we were on yesterday. It makes total sense. This is 0.3 on approach plus 2 putting. If this guy is generally a good approach player, this could be a nuke play. Who is it? Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth's a great player. Jordan Spieth's a good little golfer. I mean, he's won a few majors if you know what I'm saying. Jordan Spieth can have a good iron round. He's been so close to putting a good round together, and he just hasn't done that yet. So I don't mind Jordan Spieth at all. Gonna go down, find a few more guys. This guy's getting 2 strokes on approach, losing 0.3 putting. That's not much putting loss. That's Hank Lebioda. I know he's short, but this is a stat profile that we were looking for. Hank Lebioda makes sense for us right now. Who else we got? All right, this is a nice, steady profile. Chandler Phillips, all green Xander. 0.9 on the greens, 0.1 around the greens, 0.4 on approach, 0.2 off the tee. He's doing nothing great. He has room to pop. He's kind of having a slow season, genuinely, but he's played well around Innisbrook before. So I do not mind Chandler Phillips at all. And this mother jammer, Xander Schauffele. Great stat profile, and he's going to be in the slate play tomorrow because he's going to play earlier. He went out late. He's going to go out early tomorrow, and he's in T20. He's in the tie for 27th. Great irons, weak putter. If Xander can make any putts, we could be in business. We could be in damn business for round 3 with Xander or round 4. So I don't mind that at all. Right here, I think this is a great profile. Emiliano Grillo, -0.4 on approach, -0.4 on the putting greens. We know Grillo is generally a really, really solid iron player. Why can't he have a +1.5 iron day tomorrow? No reason he can't. So I like that profile a lot. Who else do we have down the board? The cut was at +1. Who do we have from the cut line that could? This is a good profile. John Parry, a guy who hits fairways, -0.4 on approach, -0.6 on the greens. He's not doing anything so bad. Even if he doesn't do anything great, he's +0.6 on the greens. He's +0.4 on approach. That turns that even round into a -2.5, -3 round. And at whatever price he is, that could be a great 5th man in. So I don't mind that at all from John Parry. One more nice profile right here. Stephen Fisk, a perfect profile. He's long. He's gaining +0.8 on the greens, on approach, and losing -0.7 on the greens. He's not doing anything poorly. He has room to gain on approach, ton of room to gain on approach, and he can turn this flat stick around. Like I'm trying to avoid these -2 guys, -1.3 guys, these -1.3 guys on the putting greens. The guys who are glaringly putting bad, avoid. The guys who are like around 0, I'm cool to go with. So who was that? That was Stephen Fisk. I don't mind at all. All right. The one golfer that I am on for tomorrow. This is the guy who will be in the slate plan. This is the guy that I am playing, whether you like him, whether you don't. Drum roll. What is it? Seamus Power. T27, 72.68. Looking at the stat line coming through, He is first around the green, meaningless, gaining strokes putting, losing 1.7 on approach. Now, Matt, why would you play someone who's losing 1.6 strokes on approach and getting on the putting greens? Seamus Power is generally a really, really good iron player. He is. And he's putting well. Why can't Seamus gain strokes with his irons? Zero reason at all that he can't gain strokes with his irons. So he's one guy that I am going to, for tomorrow, confirm. What did Gim and Lipsky show us? I'll bring the screen back up. I'll show you what they did show us. All right, let's go to PGA Tour. I know the screen's not up yet. I'm going to get it dialed. Actually, I'm not going to get it dialed because I'll just talk to you. Doug Gim in round 2 was one of the he shot. I actually talked about this. Round 2. He was approach and putting. He gained across the board. David Lipsky. What am I doing? I already talked about this. Sorry, guys. Chandler did treat you well in round 2, but it was all putter. I wouldn't go back to it personally because it was all putter, but I don't mind. I mean, like, hey, sometimes guys have hot putters. It's not for me though. That wraps it up. As always, we have to do the song of the day. The song of the day, Break the Silence by Nevertell and Sleep Theory. Check it out. A little new metal. You might like it, you might not. But thank you guys for tuning in at this very late hour. It's not going to be like this every day. Obviously, it's the first time we've done it this late, but life happens. Sometimes I get on the road, gotta do some things. But in May, we will have some late shows for sure. I have something coming up in May, so I'll have some late shows. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And as always, let's ship it. Normal time tomorrow. Catch you guys then. Peace out.